if we look at power structures and different things like that, yeah, and we got all these special groups and different groups, how the hell has society got so shit?
Yeah. It's slow and sneaky, is it?
Well, no, that goes to show that power isn't all what it makes out itself to be, and it isn't. It's an illusion.
Yeah.
Your belief in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, depends on what angle you come into power at, as to where you see it. To people that build these behavioral patterns around them, ripples, is because they're scared. So they build these structures around them and then make people believe that this power is to help. But if it was, then why has society got as shit as it is? Then that makes you ask another question. Was that the objective? But the problem is with that, the way society is structured, right? So you've got the lowest in society, then you've got the next class up, then you've got the next class up. Actually, it goes the other way. We'll do it this way, Philip. Now, what happens is behavior, if never dealt with, yes,
Yeah.
it always moves on to the next group, right? So let's say we remove the poor people, people on benefits and whatever else, and we leave them to die, yes?
Yeah.
Then what happens? Well, there has to be a dominance on someone, then value, and these ones are white. Then why would you then need a group to maintain these ones if these ones are no longer in existence?
Yeah.
You don't need it, do you?
No, you don't.
And then if you keep on going back, what is your job when you get here? What is it? Soldier? Special force? SAS? Well, once all of this is gone, what's your job?
There's none, is there?
Well, there is. You now break up into these branches of what's been missing. Even if you were to have an underground bunker built and whatever else, no, power doesn't work like that because you haven't addressed the fundamental cause of causality, which is what's causing this behavior. Either way you look at it, we're often taught that behavior is to look at people lower than us. Look down that way. But you never have a power that's the butterfly effect. It needs to look up as well as down. Because that's what true power is. It's not about who you can dominate, who you can control, who you can kill, and even killing. It's amazing, right? This behavior, because you haven't addressed the cause of the problem. So it runs away, and it keeps going and going and going until somewhere along the line, someone breaks the chain. You've got to understand it, that when one is gone, what's your purpose? And there's two ways it can be gone. One is AI. So let's take all the billionaire techs that are around. What happens in the future? You've got loads of calculated machines. You can use these to predict the future by funneling in behavior of society. Where's it going? Are you really needed? No. Is anyone else really needed? No. Well, who's needed? Well, these group here that say me. Once AI has learned how to do a soldier's job better than a soldier, and humans are flawed. You gotta feed them. You gotta clothe them. You gotta bath them. You gotta take care of their fucking family. Do you know how much of a nightmare that is to people?
Yeah.
And there's risk. This has risk. And they strategize on this. Where do you learn how to risk analyze? Yeah. Where do people learn how to look at risk? What do you think you're doing? Risk factor. Therefore, I need to create something to stop that, to imbalance this risk factor. These are a risk. This is a risk. What do you think risk is all actually about? It's about learning behavior. Why? Because you're a risk. Could you go towards these? At the moment, you're taught to go towards these or towards these over here in a different land. Doesn't really matter. Risk is the thing, yeah? So you're risky. What's AI? Well, it eliminates risk. It's not going to turn back at these because you can program it not to.
Yeah.
You can program it to go at the risk.
Mm-hmm.
Every time someone says there's a risk, which there is, platoons will never be allowed to get in control, and they don't come at you and eliminate you straight away. They do it bit by fucking bit. They don't go after people on benefits all at once. They were doing it bit by bit to slow the ratio of this is unacceptable, because it starts to make people think, oh my days.
Yeah.
It's a risk factor. Once you're replaced with AI and AI learns you and learns how to do it better than you, and that involves you to teach the AI, whether you put a headband on and they watch the way you strategize in war.
Yeah.
The AI is learning you. You haven't, you see, this is how life works, right? So call it God, call it whatever you want. It's observing you. But at the same time, you are observing it. Let's think about it in this way, right? If you could see it, it'd be a two-way street, right?
Yeah.
Anyone that thinks that they're truly invisible while you're wrapped in physical form, you are not invisible.
No,
you are pretending to be invisible, but you are not invisible. And you claim power from being invisible. Do you see how something is working already around you, but you can't see it? You can't feel it. You can't influence it. You can't take over it. And it is invisible, but its force is felt. You claim as physical to be invisible, but you are not. And you want that same power. Why? Because it's encoded into you. That's why. Doesn't mean that you are, because it doesn't use power in this way. I got another one for you in a bit. So we look at risk factor, and this be AI. So when you put on a headset and you use a phone, you are teaching it how you would operate that mobile device. It's learning it from you.
Yeah.
So if I take your phone and it understands all of your data and the way you've punched in, the way you thought, the way you think, it has created a profile, why we call them profiles, on you. Every time you put data into a database. Even if you don't use a phone, you are walking under CCTV. I am building a profile on you. The way you hesitate before picking out something, the way you do this, and it is learning you. When you think, when you talk, when you communicate, when you talk on a phone, when you talk to people, if it hears this, it is learning how you think, how you operate, how you work. You are teaching it. When we get into big groups, big op groups that believe they're powerful, then you would control the world, and you don't. So you don't have power, you have a chain of command. And what's a chain of command? Means that you have to follow someone at the top.
Orders.
So you go and do all the training,
Yeah.
and people that have never done the training get to influence you
Yeah.
and know what's best.
Yeah.
But you had to do the training. But you're being taught by people that didn't get trained.
Yeah.
They didn't go through any of that basic training whatsoever. And then if this was successful, we would have this in education systems across the United Kingdom. Why do you think they don't? Why do you think there's a training? It's no different from me having an application form and I don't get the job. Why? Because I didn't fit a profile.
Exactly.
Everyone thinks that power is something that is flashy and on show. And no, it's not.
No.
It means that you have a weakness that can be exploited. You can be manipulated. Special needs. Is there something, they don't think like normal humans. This is how it's stated. Okay, sounds very xenophobic. Whatever, don't care. I went through this. And they're looking for a way to, because this is a new behavior. Doesn't mean that this person is stupid. No. They've got a different mapping that is extraordinary compared to anybody else. But it's got to be labeled in a way that makes other people pit you down.
Yeah.
Because that would be telling you that you are something, and they're not all gathering around all the other kids like that. They're gathering around certain kids because we've got to try and help you. Meaning, we've got to find a way to exploit a behavior in there that we can leverage to get you put back on the path where all the other kids fit. That's what it is, and it's manipulative. Mum says, special boy. You're my special boy. You're my special boy. And then you get in the real world and realize that you are no different to anybody else. You are living, you shit in nappies, you had your ass wiped. Well, you're going to die. What makes you so special then? Well, because I joined this group over here. Well, that's a group dynamic. Group dynamics make you fit, make you fit in. And then you don't listen to anyone else because you're in a group. Why are you in this group? Because the group bounces off of each other in behavior. They're going to tell you that you're special and ranking and this, that, and the other. Whereas other people look at you like murderers. Idiots. Some people do feel this, by the way. Not saying that I do. And the reason why they say that, because then I look at the behavior dynamics of all behavior in this. It's one big mess upon layer. This fascinates me, by the way. Why do some people call you idiots? Some people say that, oh, you're so loving and all of this, but they actually don't. The crowd only woos one way and then boos the other. 1 minute you're loved, next minute you're hated. Next minute you're loved, 1 minute you're hated. That's just the way it is. But there's a dynamic with this. Why do people think that's stupidity? Well, there's a lot of reasons. And they ask themselves the question, depending on where you are, with all of this, why society got like this?
Yeah.
Why is there no power on taxes? We're running out of taxes, right?
Yeah.
Oh my days, isn't that something?
Yeah.
Well, with all of that strategy, how the fuck did you manage to do that? With all that power, with all that? Well, just goes to show that it's a load of bullshit.
Yeah.
You'll keep believing it. You'll keep following but as long as you've got an exploited behavior to exploit, and whereas everybody else doesn't have this mechanism, their behavior can't be exploited. That's why it's not in mainstream education, because think about it. You want to be a special group, but you don't want to be a special nation. You don't want to be a special nation. You don't want to be a special world. You don't want to be a special world. You want to be special beings. You don't want that.
No.
You don't want to all fit into that. You don't want to become powerful together. You just want your little group to be powerful, that is then dictated by one person. One person.
Yeah.
Whoever's at the top of... And tell me what they know that's better than you, or you, or you, or you, or you. You tell me what sets them apart from the rest. With all that education that money could fucking buy for everybody on the nation. You tell me whether that is acceptable. And remember this. When they analyze your risk, you have a risk, but you're not told that you are a risk. Because that makes you think, hang on a minute. But there is a risk. You could rebel.
Yeah.
So how do we allow you to be powerful, but keep you under control? How do we do that?
Yeah.
Because that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Have we formulated something where we can put all of these people in, men and women, mainly men, but still, women are not so easily manipulated, and it's fascinating. Women are easily manipulated in another stereotype. Men are easily manipulated in, lay down my life.
Yeah.
But you're a risk. You're a risk, and they know it, and they don't want you to know it. Why not? Because you will then sit back and allow them to replace you with AI. They ever used AI to do anything good in this fucking nation? No, it's possible though. See, for me personally, this would be the way it would go. We would become special as a fucking nation, and you can't make other people join into that. Now, everyone has a place in that. I'd love it if the whole world became it. But in order to do that, you lead by example. And people will feel it, and then they want to join. And then you make room for them to join. To become a special force. As one humanity force. That is better than anything else than being fractured. Because you're not going to argue with each other. Because you're going to be brothers and sisters in arms, right?
Yeah.
In power. In expectation, in pushing the envelope of what it is capable for humans to do. No one above the rest, each in their own field, really good at figuring out, doing this, moving over that. You know, there was a time when there was none of this bullshit here. It's being learned and it's being studied and it's going to be judged on whether it should be allowed to continue. I'm going to get onto that in a bit and show you how this is. It's a wonderful thing. It's wonderful. Anyway. So there is a risk factor on you. Therefore, AI. That's why the push for AI is being made into weaponry, but we need a war to create it. We need some sort of fear and hesitation. Why? Because it stops you thinking. Makes you look at them and not look at what's going on. They've compartmentalized this in order so that they have the overall power and you have nothing. It's diminished. Power is an illusion, but this artificial force, when they replaced you with AI, well, you're nothing but a deadbeat waste of resource, waste of air, waste of clothing, waste of money, because that's how they've treated the lowest in society. When you become the lowest in society, what does that mean? So, let's say we've replaced all technology, it's replaced shops, farming, and everything else. What happens to you? Well, you don't need CEOs, you don't need people to work in the companies. In fact, you don't need any of these fucking idiots at all, right? Not my words.
Yeah.
Do you need any of these people? No. Do you need these now? No. Why? Because you've all got it in one signed, sealed packet delivered. It works for you.
Yeah.
And if they do this around the world with certain individuals, certain high families, they've got enough to not cross the bloodstreams over with each other so they can breed with one another and extend what they are. How much more resources do they now have?
All of them.
How much more coal do they have?
Enough for them.
How much fuel? How big do they need to make the spacecraft? What is all that resource going to do for them? You've mined it, you've got it, you've maneuvered it, you've made it, and then AI will go on to create this stuff for them. At a touch of a button, all they need to learn is coding.
Yeah.
That's it. AI does the rest for them. And you tell me, and with all of you in this illusional and delusional understanding of power, gah, interesting when you're chasing the fucking golden carrot at the end of the stick and find out that it leads fucking nowhere. And then you'll look back at this shit show, if you get that far. I'd love to be a fly on a wall to this. I will be there. I'll listen. I want to hear what it is that you made it. What did you create? This? Well, we didn't know. You did know. You were warned. You were told. But you chose to not listen to it because you listen to people that apparently have got your back. Have they?
No.
When you are useful to these people, have you never noticed how when you're useful, they pull you close and love you? And then when you are not, take a look back through your history books, they discard you.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
And that's called power, apparently. Well, that's a fucking illusion. And you can't calculate forward as to where this would be heading. Taxes run out. Obsolete, 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 obsolete. Oh dear. Now you got to pay for it. But now work is running out. How are you going to... What are you going to do? You're not allowed to go and take food. You can't grow on any land because they own it all. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Or you're going to die is what you're going to do, isn't it? They are not going to look after you. You're a deadbeat weight. Debt to society. Look at the way they treat people who are lowest in society through no fault of their own. But watch them delicately walk around prisoners. And you're a part of that. Special. Pay attention. What do you help in society? How has a society got this way under your watch? Thought this was all put in, these me's were put in to make prosperity, to grow nations, to help, to reach you with democracy and freedom, and yet there is none. It starts off with social housing, which is private housing. Then it goes over into the private housing, and before long it moves into bought houses. And then after it's bought houses, You're going to have your lives all rustled up so that they can come in and see what you're doing, so that they can steal more shit from you to keep you down? God, slowly erode coastlines, really, don't you? And we'll understand that we're powerful, yeah, as beings. Got news for you. You're not. You're not. And again, like we say, that we're sitting on a planet Earth, yes? Still here.
Yeah.
There are other life forms. And ask yourself this question. How many other life forms thought that they were better than anything that has ever been seen? Where are they? Where are they now?
Nowhere.
So if you think that death is the end, delusional. And while we're in this reality format, right now, here, where you're not in control of whether you die or not, and that we look at power as being able to extinguish life from people, you are delusional. Absolutely delusional. And then look at how you're manipulated into seeing what a threat really is. Gee me. Whilst people are killing people under your watch, whilst people are bombing people under your watch, whilst people are getting everyday people under your watch, those are not threats. We can move those out the way because this person here is the one that comes speaking common sense and the rest of it, if you want to call it that. This person here is a threat. This person here should be feared. This person here is the enemy. What's a load of bullshit? Clearly, again, can we see that we are being manipulated? This is a threat. Oh dear, so fucking forgive me. I didn't realise I was here disrupting something that was working for all people in all fucking places around the world. Oh yes. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. What's standing up? A person of one, that I know of. Standing up to this shit. One person. And that's a threat. Shit me, Princess Diana must have been a threat. Shite in hell. Mother Teresa must have been a threat. Jesus Christ must have been a threat. All of these people seem to be threats. Man, did we get educated? Are we intelligent beings? Do we not have inspiration that runs in all of us? This knowing? No, we have to be told it by someone. Someone else that interprets a threat. If we went to a vote and allowed this to go worldwide, who would vote me as a threat and who would vote them as a threat? Fact is, there's no trial in what I'm doing, is there? Because I can't prove it. I'm not allowed to, am I?
No.
But versus this, you mean to tell me is not a threat? Without even doing one single test, not your psychological bullshit, not on about any of that crap. You could not test me, but yet we're going to take their words for it. We'll take these people's word for it that that's a threat, following that chain of command. We'll take their word for it.
Threat to them.
A threat to them is not a threat to the nation.
Yeah,
and they are a threat to people. Just take a look.
Yeah.
We keep going in this way. And remember, behavior always moves to other people. When this people, the drains on society are all out the way with, oh no, they've all died. Oh shit. You really think that behavior is going to go? What, you mean to tell me that behavior is going to disappear?
No.
No, it moves on to the next group. Because the behavior is still underlined. What they deem as unnecessary, what they deem as, If you didn't have people on benefits, I can assure you, the working class would already be getting it. You already are, but just can't see it, can you? For one of the richest nations, the working wage is below anything you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Did you know you don't actually need to rise cost of living? Doesn't need to increase. This is bullshit. You know it doesn't need to increase, don't you?
Of course it doesn't need to.
So the cost
CL?
of living, yeah?
Yeah.
Versus the working wage, yes?
Yeah.
you know, you don't actually have to increase this. You mean to tell me that fucking gas all of a sudden got expensive? You mean to tell me that sunlight all of a sudden got expensive? You mean to tell me that rain all of a sudden got expensive? Drinking water from rivers that has been supplying humans for eons all of a sudden started costing money? You mean to tell me that food that has been on this planet before these individuals even existed, you mean to tell me that that food got expensive, did it? You mean to tell me it's so hard to grow food? Yeah, fucking really? Well, you gotta know what time to sow those seeds. No, you don't. You mean to tell me that if you went and left a load of trees about, or crops about, they wouldn't grow themselves? They wouldn't know when to start sprouting, when conditions were good? No, you have to have humans put these in. Then I would say they're genetically modified then. They're genetically engineered. Do you mean to tell me that all of these crops that you've managed to get were not growing before you were here? Because they needed humans to keep planting these in order to grow the food to support humans. I mean, are we fucking dumb? Are we educated? Well, we are. We're told that this is hard work, that we have to do this, that we have to... You mean to tell me that land increased in value, did it? You mean to tell me that all of this stuff got expensive? No, it didn't. An illusion. Another one that we're going to shatter right now. That is bullshit. That any of this cost a fucking penny. Your ancestors, oh yeah, it must have cost a fortune for them to build those pyramids. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, Stonehenge must have been so expensive. How many zeros are we putting on that? All of these churches must have cost a bomb to build those. Oh, surprised they did it for food and wine. A little bit of mead. You mean to tell me that this society got expensive? God came down and was like, you know what? I don't think I'm charging you lot enough. I think I'm gonna rise the cost of all of this now. God, really? Are we really that fucking delusional that we can be manipulated that easily? And we can believe it? Oh, my house is more expensive than yours. Well, I suppose it gave you an ego. It doesn't have to be, does it? You mean to tell me that from a socialistic country like this one, that it was built on the foundations of socialism, not where I take socialism and I start smacking the people around the face with it to make them think how evil it is because we've got to go to war with some socialistic countries. God, you guys are idiots. Literally, you're idiots. When really, actually, when socialism dresses up as privatization and imperialism, they won't call it imperialism because they don't want you to make that word hurt you. They want you to think that imperialism is the place to be. Yeah, right. The thing that is bashing all you people round the face is imperialism dressed up as socialism. Do you see how easy it is to trick people? Sure, these people will make happiness feel like a punishment.
Yeah.
They'll take anything that's good and they destroy it. Because they ain't got a clue. No, because as long as they're living in their socialistic nation and they have got their socialism, what's socialism? Well, we're paying for the backs of you, aren't we?
Yeah.
Our families that have worked for eons and have never fucking taken back from the pot. Some of them were hung at the neck.
Yeah, all of them paid taxes.
See all you fucking Ponzi cunts that are living in socialism.
Yeah.
Because you are taking off of without us. You wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
And you are the same ones that grab this socialism and walk around claiming imperialism, even though you're not imperialistic. You are socialism.
Yeah.
But you want to get that word, socialism, yes, Saffron, and you want to smack your tenants with it over and over again with socialism. But use socialism to dress up your imperialistic dictating authoritarianism, and you want to call it social housing. It isn't social housing. Social, that is not social. That is not socialism. That is evil. wrapped up in social, wrapped up in godly, wrapped up in we're here to help you, and you, the council. Whilst you walk around dominating everything and everyone with your wrapping of we're here to help you. Actually, we're here to help you is the wrapping, but underneath it, we're actually here, we're on your side, socialism. You companies, you can do what you want. Do you notice how it changed? That they used to, well, you know who you can blame if you don't like it? EU. You know who you can blame if you don't like it? EU. And then we leave the EU, you know who you can blame if you don't like it? The government. It's the government. It's the government. Look at that. Look at that change. It used to be EU. Oh my God, because they can't take responsibility for their own shit show.
Yeah.
Cowards.
They have
Here
to
we
have
are,
someone.
strength wrapped in cowards, right?
Yeah.
Or claiming socialism. Oh, but it got so expensive. Wonder whose fault that is. People like you on benefits.
Yeah.
Not people like you.
The people who use the least money got it so expensive.
Not people in a prison. Because you've created such a fuckery that we have to build even bigger prisons. Oh no, it's not them, is it? No, they're free. That costs us nothing. Well, at least you got one thing right. Oh, how does it cost prisons nothing? No money whatsoever. But yet it costs all these working people absolutely everything. Well, at least they got their bought house. 25 years worth of bought house, rent-free,
Yeah.
tax-free.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, socialism is alive and well.
And
At least it's socialistic in prisons these days.
don't forget free education. They can go to
Free education,
university.
Free working.
They get
While
degrees.
people out here
Yeah.
that are working and earning cannot afford to put their kids through fucking higher education and beyond.
Yeah.
Wow. And these are the same people that claim they're special and they run the country. You wouldn't know how to run a country, let alone a world, if your lives depended on it. With the mapping that you've got, you have to go away and look within. Or perhaps it's too difficult, and I understand that. It is a difficult road. But go and do it and persevere with it. And then you'll learn to empower not only yourself, but everybody. And you're in a position where you can make a difference to this nation and any other nation. Become the envy of the world, not for the wrong reasons, but because we want to share this. This is what Britain used to be about. Do you know that? When we broke away from some shit? This was never the way it was meant to be. And yet we've been infiltrated. Bit by bit, right? Right underneath your radar. Bit by bit, they infiltrated this. And then they're going to blame you for it.
Yeah.
It's always going to be you. It's going to be you. That person sees too much. He's a disruption. Never mind that we came here and disrupted it in the first place. Bit like Boudica. Go and do your history. Not the history that they teach you. Go and look at your own history. Never mind your hunter-gatherers that could make fucking needles from bones, but they told you they didn't have any clothes. What a load of bullshit. Oh, look at these things they made with these holes in here and they made it really smoky. No, they didn't. The same outer wall that they made chimneys from. Do you not know that they also had bread ovens with chimneys on them? But no, they got to tell you that it's the wrong way because just in case people start leaving the society because it's so good, why would anybody want to leave it? These are the same people that used to do things with homeless people and people who were slightly different to anybody else, and they made them worse. Electric shock therapy. Oh, we don't do that anymore. So you make manufacturer tablets and sweets. You tested this in sweets first when you were giving it to kids. You created mental health problems in children via putting chemicals in kids' food. That's brutal. And then you walk around claiming that you know what's best for kids. I don't think so. While you're a part of this group, yeah, it must feel powerful, but it's an illusion. And when you're kicked out of that group, you and your family and your bloodline will suffer the consequences and fucking irony at your hands. You are making societal beds for your children to lay in. That's a strong pill. When there is no threat, what's your job?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You're going to be educated like the people that you've just got rid of, like they were the threat? Because while you're looking over here in the swamp, you ain't looking at this and the corruption that there is. There was a reason why people used to be able to afford a house in this nation until people got fucking greedy. Some of them, perhaps, not great. You wouldn't need, and then taxes disappear, and it's got to be people on benefits. It ain't people that won't pay people decent wages.
Yeah.
Shit me, what are you saving all that money for? What are you going to do with that money? And then what happens to all people who have got brains on their shoulders? Well, there is no money, is there? You wouldn't know what you're doing, and then really quickly with all your money, you grab a team and build it up around the person who had the idea, you maneuver their idea away from them, and you go off and build it, and then you own another company, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. And then everyone's like, oh wow, look how great you are, when really you're not. You're not. You're a thief, you're opportunistic, and what's more, you do not understand that there is room for everyone, so you're selfish. And why? Because you fear. You fear that you know the truth, that before all of this shit existed, people were skilled. They had businesses in their own homes, homes that were better than this shit, and when it had a default, they rebuilt it. Communities came together to rebuild it. They had decent food, no chemicals. They never ever understood what depression was, never experienced it, no stress, and you would think that people that were living in those types of conditions compared to now would be more unhappy than the ones that are in this now, right? When you're born into the soup, you don't realize it. You think you do, because you think you're educated. There's a big difference between manipulation system and education. Education should never manipulate kids, but it's okay to manipulate kids and we'll call it school. That is acceptable, is it? So that they can just sit here and pretend to be collateral damage the next time itchy fingers get going. They can become the next ones that are forced to war to leave the women and children here, or to be further manipulated. Do you mean to tell me that this is a life where everything's going up? Who said it's going up? The same ones that make all of it go up are the same ones that could make it all go down.
Yeah, it's done. They are making their higher projections every year for whatever they make. Isn't
Okay,
it
so
that?
it's purposely done then.
Yeah.
This is deliberate. And then why is that deliberate? That doesn't make any sense, right? So that has taken over the banks already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the banks are now obsolete. So now who's in control of money? Who's in control of loans? Who's in control of opportunity?
Yeah.
The ones that won't give opportunity.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then what happens when you're gone? Because again, you're just cogs. You're just pawns in this. They're going to get rid of you eventually. Because behaviour said, we can do it with one. How do we do it with the others? How do we do it with the others? They're not us. Like, you are more or less worthy than anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And actually, we're all equal, aren't we? All of us, every single one of us, aren't we all equal? You don't have to rise this. And put it another way, right? If you've got billions for your work role as a CEO,
Yeah.
and you've got employers that are getting this much between all of them, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Then that means that the tax pot is limited to this much.
Yeah.
What happens if you remove this much off of your projected earnings and gave it overboard to these people? What do you think increases here?
Tax. But
But, in order for this tax to work, it's going to have to go into pots, not the council. You can forget it. What, the council are a bunch of individuals that come together that want to do good for society but remain moot and mute. Spend the money really quickly at the last moment. No opportunity for anybody else that wants to get into that because you're lifelong, while claiming that you're on really low salaries and everything else. Yeah, I don't know if I want to believe what I'm reading on a piece of paper wrote on a government website. I think I want to see your bank accounts and your tax rebates. Come on.
Yeah, where's the bonus?
Don't want to know how much tax you've paid. I want to know how much tax you've got back.
Yeah.
And considering you are, government wants to know the ins and outs of a duck's ass when it comes to benefits, well, then maybe we should know the ins and outs of a duck's ass when it comes to the people that the government are employing. And we want to see actual how much you're getting.
Yeah, that in
What
some
perks with the
countries
job
they
are
can.
coming.
Yeah.
I want to see it, clear as day. Not some poxy bar chart that says this one gets this much, this one gets this much, and this one gets this much. And then the crime ratio went down by about 15%, 10%, 5%, but yet we still have to pay this much. Wait, what? Now, how much are prisons being paid? Do you mean to tell me that we're paying more on police officers than we are on prisons? Who's paying for the prisons then? You mean to tell me they're free? And then what? We're paying cops 24/7? Well, then shouldn't we be paying retained police officers? Because apparently there's so many jobs out there for, well, why don't we pay it retained then, like firefighters? We'll call you if you need it. Well, I don't know if I want that. All right, well, we'll find someone that does.
Yeah. We'll pick you up on the way.
You mean to tell me that we need this all the fucking time? Look, you're doing a public service on top of a public service because then it means we've got more money for hospitals. And you mean to tell me that the council are paying for police officers that rock up to businesses as quick as that? That is how fast they turn up to businesses. You call them, it's like a 4-hour wait.
Yeah.
And then bins, it's going to cost this much to get your bins taken. Well, yeah, because it must have got really expensive taking rubbish, mustn't it?
Yeah. And then
God, what did our ancients do? There must be massive fucking dump places everywhere then. Oh, wait, we haven't found any. The nearest thing we've ever found to an Mesolithic bin site is the mineral mounds, isn't it? The mounds where they had all the shells. Where they were eating at the...
or some broken pottery somewhere.
That's it. What were they doing with all their rubbish? Maybe they were burning it. I doubt it. They didn't make any. Do you know they make rubbish because it is profitable that councils can charge you for it? Well, you got to have 2 bins now. Do you remember that? Right, we used to have 1 bin. They used to pay people at the council to sort for all the rubbish. My grandfather went and did some of this for community service, right? He really wanted to not be retired anymore. He had enough of it. He didn't want it. It was forced upon him. It wasn't a choice. And then we got those bullshit application forms. You're too old, but I'm not going to say you're too old. I'm just going to say, you're just not qualified.
Someone more qualified.
We found someone more suitable. It went to the first, but I just discriminate you all fucking day using a fucking application form.
Yeah.
Do you know the old way? The old way my grandfather told me about, he would sit down with me with this and found that application forms were a ridiculous way of just discriminating people, and he's absolutely right. You used to be able to walk out of a job on the Friday and walk onto a site by Monday, you've got the job.
Yeah, I know that too.
When can you start? I can start now. Go on, Em.
Yeah.
I'll trial you out.
Yeah.
Any job, just walk away from it and find your own.
Yeah.
He says, now, you be grateful for the job you're given. Then you could walk into one that you found yourself in, that you found enjoyable.
Yeah, and then you did it for a long time because you enjoyed it, yeah?
And then we had all of these, and this is a way that society can punish people they don't like. This is all it is. Bottom down, it's covert punishment. If you've caused this one some shit, and the council some shit, and you've spoken out about them, do you not think that they can't pull on strings to fuck with your application process? Because they might want to evict you, you see?
Yeah.
So they might want to make it so everyone's going to watch you fall, you see? Do you get what I mean? And then they can pull it down. Do you see how covert attacks always happen by these individuals here? And that's their power. That's that's what gives them excitement. And then they can blame everybody else. That's all it is. And soldiers, type of training, meaning you're not the right person. You're not manipulatable enough. Go on. While making it seem like you're the problem. You're just not it. well, you're more than welcome to try again, but you're just not it. And then when it comes to war, fuck it, come on, mate. Yeah, you did. You didn't pass, but fuck it. Go on. Cannon fodder you, go on. We'll call him fodder. You're cannon, you're cat, you're fo, and you're de. It's brutal, but it's true, and it's not a joke, because this is happening. This happens. Because the chances of you coming back are very remote. So who gives a shit? But while you're here in this group where we gotta look good, we need the right ones that we can... There ain't no good putting someone in there with a duality. Why? Because they'll look up rather than look down. They won't follow orders. They'll look at where the orders are coming from and question it. And why would questioning it be a problem? You know, you can find this out with someone is by making them dig a hole. Fill the hole. Dig the hole. Fill the hole. Dig the hole. Some matey stands up. Why do we keep doing this? It's pointless. You come with me. You come with me. You come with me. Basically, behind the scenes to everyone else, it's fuck off. You're going to go, you're questioning orders. I don't want someone to question my orders, authority. I want to know that when I say something, it gets done. When you question it, you're looking up, asking, why the fuck are we doing this? Right, could you imagine that? Have a group of soldiers with people that have this ability to question. They're allowed to question. Normal people. Ones that aren't manipulated. Not ones that have not been selected. And you've been manipulated from school, you just don't realise it. They've been testing you all the way through. That's what the real test isn't about doing exams or anything. No. No, the test is subtle. It's watching you. Did you do things even though it was hard and you didn't question it? That's blind authority, that is. Then, let's have a go, right? We've got loads of people on the battlefield. They've not been selected from school, and off they go. They are into the battlefield. And then, you'll have this happen. You go over there and kill them. And then you have the enemy on the other side that are exactly the same as you. Do you think that there's a chance that they'll get together and think, why are we doing this? Well, they told us this. Oh, yeah, but they told us that you were doing this. Mate, I swear down, mate, we ain't doing that. Wait, we ain't done that. Whoa, where? That weren't us, that was somebody else. And they said you were doing this. No, we weren't going to do that. Do you see how this then melts the...
Yeah. That's also where foreign language comes in hand. Because people do not understand.
Yeah, the barrier, the language barrier. You draw a picture. You know, this proved this in Germany. The war kept sluggering down. Especially around the times of pagan tradition. See, it's powerful. This paganism is looked at as evil. Even I thought it was evil, but actually looked at myself a little bit more and was like, actually, I think I might be more so than I'm actually admitting. Anyway, but do you understand that there's that sort of common ground, even if there is a language barrier?
Yeah.
Humans' first instinct is to want to help. Now, that's been battered out of us over time.
Yeah.
I've been on scene to many car accidents, and unfortunately these have involved children that have been mangled in some very horrible ways. And trust me when I say it, to even talk about this in a light key, I've done a lot of work on this stuff. Oof. Now, in those moments, the fucking weirdest thing happens. No one does anything. Except for stand there. Do you know what they're waiting for? What? I noticed this on the first time I was on scene to this. And then the second time, they waited for instruction. When someone takes charge to the situation
and tells them
and awaits instruction, they become very helpful. These are educated people. That woke me up a lot.
But not educated in that way.
Not educated in a lot of things,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, I understand. But in that case,
They're looking around, and everyone calls it the bystander effect. No, it's called the teacher effect. They're looking for the teacher. They're looking for something. And I kept timing because Litland's pulse kept waxing and waning. He had a hell of a head injury, this little kid, little boy. I don't know if he even made it or not, but I do know that he had 5 hours constructive surgery done to the head, and then he was going back down for another around 3 to 5 hours again. The operation was broken into two because of his age, that much.
but you helped to give him chance, didn't you?
Yeah, so I was timing his reactions, right? And he wasn't breathing when I first came on. I don't know what come over me that particular day. Something, it was special and not. I don't know, weird. I've already talking brief about this stuff. And Dad was freaking out beside, and I was trying to calm him down. And I was trying to deal with Litland in the back there. Plus, there was an extra risk that I could... What fuel you got? I got petrol. Well, it was fizzing out at the front, and it sounded like it was sparking. I don't know if it was sparking or it was hissing because it was hot.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to stand around and find out. And then I risk assessed to say that if that was sparking, and I can't tell, I couldn't pop the bonnet, I couldn't exactly look, but I know that I could smell fuel.
Yeah.
I had to assess whether we were in more danger to stay or whether we were in more danger if I moved him. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do.
Because that's a risk. I do it on the spot. Heighten the risk. What's the risk? Well, what's this, and it just really just going into it a lot.
Yeah.
He wasn't breathing. And then when he coughed up the blood after, that's when he started crying and Dad's panicking. And I said, oh wait, I had to kind of, in two worlds, and I had to calm myself. And I kept thinking about my kids. Fucking hell, man. That's all I kept thinking about in that situation. I know it's weird. It's like it flashed between a lot of things. Anyway, so then before you know it, you've got a crowd around you. And that's then when I was umming and ahhing whether to move.
Yeah.
And whether it would be more risky to stay there. And shock had kicked in. So I knew they needed warmth. If they didn't get warmth, it was freezing fucking cold. And Litland has got a lot of blood and dribble, and he was wet.
Yeah, that makes
so
cold.
It was very cold, and I couldn't undress him because that didn't make any sense. So I was going to put them in my car and warm up. So when I said that, there was this lady there, and she heard me outwardly processing the situation, and she said, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'll bring my car up." And then we sat Litland in there, and then I said to Dad, "You need to lift your top." What? I was, lift your top. Put Litland on your skin. And we lift Litland's top, and you go skin to skin with him. Hold him. And we were trying to figure out how we could stop the bleeding. It was hard to put something on that because of the dent, the skull.
Yeah.
Oof. And every so often I kept grabbing Litland, and he kept squeezing my hand, and I kept timing it. So I was aware of how much time was going by. Then there was trying to get paramedics and help and police officers and everything else to the scene. But you don't know where you are. No one knows where you are. Because the roads are all fucking stupidly named. You tell them you're on this road, and then the operator wants to know at what part, and they're tutting and sighing because you're not giving the exact area of where you are, which doesn't help, which makes me pissed off with them. They're dealing with situations that are life and death, and they are giving an attitude where they couldn't give a shit, in my opinion. And then when they turn up after 3/4 of an hour, and it was the cop that turned up first. Remember, I kept checking Litland's pulse ratio.
Yeah.
I had to keep checking him to make sure he was still with us, and then he'd start crying, and everyone around was like, oh, and I was like, no, it's a good sign. That's a good sign. And they all looked at me. I was like, baby's crying, baby good. This is normal. and then he'd stop crying for a bit, and then he'd go unconscious, and then he'd regain conscious and cry. Now that's a good sign, although it's a very bad situation to be in. That is a very good sign because there was a pattern to it, a dipping and then a pattern that was quite stable, and the pulse ratio was a bit high when he panicked, and it lowered down when he went into this. So there was an up and down ratio. So although he panicked a little bit and then calmed down, the body knew how to calm him down by making him unconscious, unresponsive. In this, there was like the spike and then dip, spike, dip, spike, dip. Anyway, so this took a long time, and then the police officer turned up, and then he was, it hit him hard. So I bitched at him. I did a lot, and loads of people were standing around, and then I was like, first aid kit. We were all looking at each other like, oh, I don't have one, I don't know. I'm going on from car to fucking car, asking who's got a first aid kit. And I saw someone, I thought it was Steve. I swear to God, that was fucking Steve with hair. I got your first aid kit. Excellent. I appreciate that. And I just sort of looked in that moment, I thought, yeah, I fucking know you, don't I? Are you? I don't know. Anyways, I'm more interested in this. And then, yeah, loads of people are starting to fucking really help. Really put in. You don't know what you're doing, and then the cop bitched at me after a bit. Why did you move him? Because I asked him whether it was petrol. Because I could smell fuel, and I could hear, oh, right, yeah, it was probably just the battery. Yeah, probably. But I didn't polish my crystal ball in time, officer. So, you know, if you're going to punish me for moving him, you thought to ask him that? Yes, I thought to ask him that. I see, it was almost like, and then he said to me, he said, how long do you think it took for the paramedic to turn up in this statement? And I was like, it was about 15 minutes. Yeah, it always feels like that. Because when you're in that shock moment, time seems to go forever. No, I was timing his pulse ratio. It took 3/4 of an hour. Sorry, I meant to say 3/4 of an hour. I always say 15 minutes when I mean 3/4 of an hour. No, I timed it. And he looked. I was sitting there thinking to myself, wow, such manipulation in this situation that I'm in. And right now they're already trying to convince me that my own mind is incorrect. But, you know, you must be normally panicked. And then he saw Litland in the car and Litland in someone else's car, and then he started to really weigh the gravity of the situation. You did all that with kids, both of you two. Yeah. Yeah, it took me, I had to bitch at him. Oi! And he looked, and I said, can you give your coordinates in your police car to the paramedics? Have you got a Bebo in there? A what? A tracking device that you can share with the paramedics to give your exact location. Because that's where we need the paramedic, really. Oh, but they're stuck in, it's busy. It's this, it's that. Well, there was a helicopter en route anyway, so... You know, asking me whether it was worse enough to send for a helicopter. I mean, I felt very manipulated in this moment, by the way, by people that are meant to be helping. And all these questions, man, it made most of us look at each other. There was that silent recognition that people were like, hang on, what? Because you're trying to be convinced of something when we kept checking time for Litland. And then they're trying to say that it was adrenaline. I was not having an adrenaline rush at that moment. It was too calm for there to be a panic.
If there is a head injury, I'm sorry, but that is really like serious injury.
Well, it's not the first time I've been first on scene to situations like this. There's been lots. And I mean fucking loads. Anyway, but there's always this sort of manipulation process going on, and you know, we're here to sort it out now sort of thing, and then I feel like that's authority pretending to be authority, when in actual fact it would be more beneficial to teach people, because they are the first ones on the fucking scene, not cops. They take time to get there. And anyway, time matters. And then rather than their system being wrong and it didn't take this long for them to turn up, they're trying to twist it about you. Like I wasn't checking time.
Yeah, it's mandatory in my country, and it should be mandatory here to learn that from childhood at school. That would be part of education that makes sense.
But then they blame it on the bystander effect, which it isn't. It's people looking for teacher.
Yeah.
People looking for this apparent authority that knows best.
Yeah.
When really, it then teaches you that it doesn't know best because you can do it.
Yeah.
You don't need to be qualified to do it.
Yeah.
Because life did qualify you for it. Actually, it didn't qualify you for some of the shit that I've seen. It creates relevance rather than irrelevance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's some of the stuff that I've come across. Anyway, well, power doesn't ask power. Oh, I don't know. People don't get asked to go backwards and go forwards and maneuver this way, and it's all one big system of bullshit. And then we talk about this word called risk.
Yeah.
Risk factor. This, that, and then it's just, yeah, I don't know about that. And these car seats, mate. And do you know what? That made me go home and play around with car seats. Because the car seat was in, and the kid was in it, but hit the back of the seat nonetheless, and it caused an injury like that. So I got on my car seat for my children, and I clipped it together, and I tucked it, and it broke open. This had a fucking CE label on it. This had a fucking British stamp on it. This had one of the best ratings you could What a load of bullshit. Lying bastards, mate. Yeah, because maybe if you go through an accident, and who's checking this shit? And then there were a few more, and we were picking out some other car seats for someone else, and I put them together, and I was yanking on them, and I was like, nope. How the hell did you do that? I was like, because it's shit. I wouldn't buy this. And got another one and yanked it. This one's locked. And I took a few more, yanked it, it bust open. And then these women were looking at it going, oh my God. I was like, and look at all of these labels on the side here. Look at all those stamps. Look at all those safety bullshit. Look at the price tag. This is when companies know more. And it's weird, right? Because in the ratio of them, like 5 failed, 1 didn't. That's like, what, 1 in 6 will work. 5 will fail. I was fucking tugging on some of these and I thought, wow. So the reason why I was thinking this is because I thought to myself that if that kid wasn't locked in and the dad didn't put the seatbelt in, although he would probably be blamed for it.
Yeah.
Because they would never admit that their perfect little society is wrong, would they? So I thought that he was going to be in some shit streak for it. So I had to test it. Because in my mind, when I recreate this person nearly smashed into me. Something saved me that day and him. I was parked up on the side and he was fishtailing. The car had lost control. And then he was coming on course to me, and it was almost like, I don't know, the thing just, he hit something invisible, it almost appeared, man, and then he smacked into the tree beside. I was getting ready to fucking move the car out of the way. I was already on an embankment, I was going to fucking throw it into the field if I needed to. I was already pulled over, I was off the road. It swerved another car. They were both, perhaps, they weren't going too fast, the road was just too small. But yet, they were both going the speed limit. Who the fuck makes those speed limits? Who says that that's a 60 mile an hour? Who come up to that? What, the council, highways, come up and were like, yeah, we'll make this fucking road a 60. What dickheads? They talk about fucking safety and road traffic and you gotta pass your... Oh my God. Fuck your license, man. The king don't need a license, do they? None of the royals need to get a driving test.
I don't think they do.
No, they don't. That's bullshit, that is. No license means no rules, no this, no that. No, I mean, what a load of bullshit. And we call this a fucking democracy. Yeah, right. No cut above the rest. Bollocks. That's what gentry. Now, what do you do to all the people in the gentry? Do they need licenses either? Probably not. Why do we need them then? You are not educated, and we are educated, and apparently you're less statistical to not have an accident than we are. It's a load of bullshit, mate. Yeah, you're the same ones that control the roads, are you? God, man, this society, it sucks. You go to some of these roads that are barely enough to get a car on it, and they've said 60 miles an hour. And you know what? I got pulled over and arrested near enough. I got a ticket, actually, so closest to, for going 10 mile an hour slower because I was driving too slow, according to these cops. I was driving too slow. And what do you think that speed limit says? If 50, then it goes into 60. So why weren't you going 60? Why weren't you going 50? I was 10 mile an hour below. It's not a challenge, officer. It's a limit. It doesn't mean that I have to go that fast. Yeah, but it will cause a danger. I'm so sorry that you are in a hurry somewhere. Put your fucking lights on and overtake me then. Is that what you normally do? So, and then you're going to pull me over and have all of this to do because you were in a rush somewhere, but it didn't seem to be that much important because you had to pull me over.
So if it's raining, you have to go 62 or what?
Well, that's what they believe.
Or if it's
now,
fog?
Imagine that cop, who isn't a traffic cop, by the way, stupid fucking Phillips. He is an idiot. But again, even if I try and fight him, he was looking for something to stick, man. He gave me so much shit, he did. And it's all because he didn't like it. He didn't like it. I wasn't backing down. I wasn't bowing to him, and I wasn't going to. And it cost me, though. So it cost me to stand up to this. And again, trying to fight this further, nothing happens. They're protected because they know best. Now, calculate how many people he has either pulled over and let go and complained about them driving too slow. This idiot.
Yeah. And next time they will drive faster, some
plus
of them.
Plus his colleague, plus everybody else, and then plus the group mentality that they all must be doing this, right? They don't like being tarred with the same brush. But here's something for you. I don't like being tarred with the same brush either and being classed as suspicious and a criminal all the fucking time that you even so much as look at any other one. You're acting suspicious. Woman talking on a phone. You're acting suspicious, this person. You're acting suspicious. You are suspicious. We're police officers. We know when people are being suspicious. And now everyone's suspicious because everyone is acting suspicious. And then if you do something one way, that's suspicious. So it means that if you do the opposite and do the opposite in front of the officer because they've taught you, that is also suspicious. You cannot fucking win in this situation because it isn't about winning, is it? It's about dominating, lying and dominating. Now we calculate the statistics of how many of these police officers have interacted with the public and told people that they're driving too fucking slow.
Yeah.
Now we go back and fast forward. This is why it's important to me. We go backwards and we look at this incident where these cars are on a road that has been deemed that it is a 60 mile an hour road. And people have been told that if you drive too slow, you are ticketed for it. You are pulled over. You are molested. You're touched up to make sure you ain't holding any fucking weapons. Man's you allowed to touch my junk. You're allowed to fucking sexually assault me because I'm driving. You mean you've got a right to touch me? A man can put his hands on my fucking junk and call it safety. You can fill me up whenever you want. Have we got kings getting touched up, have we? Got special groups being touched up, have we? Don't know where the fucking limit is, really, do you? Let alone the speed limit, but the fucking limit.
Yeah, they don't do that.
I don't want you touching me there. You've got something to hide. Yeah, it's called private parts. You should not be putting your hands on that. Well, people usually hide things in there. Name me a statistic where someone has put something in their junk. We ain't fucking America. We don't have guns here. Yeah, but you might stab me. I'm not going to stab you. So yes, I guess I am guilty until proven innocent, right? But even when I do prove my innocence, it still is not enough. And you are telling people that they're driving too fucking slow? And then when they reach a road like this set by the fucking bullshit council on highway, again, I just don't know how to run societies. You make a road that is incapable of hardly holding two cars and you say that it's a 60 mile an hour. Two cars go 60 mile an hour, that's a 140 mile an hour crash. Wait, 120 mile an hour crash, sorry.
That's
Collision.
death. That's death.
And then the cop that turns up have the audacity, oh, were they going fast? We're going the speed limit. Yeah, but on a road like this. Wait, what? On a road like... And yet, if I'm driving that's fucking slow, than the speed limit, I am fucking causing a danger.
Like if you were driving like 10 miles, maybe that would make sense, but like...
I think you lot are all hypocrites. You watch their asses pucker.
Huh?
Well, you know what you can do if you don't like it? Yeah, complain to council tax, shall I? You want me to pay a council tax for this shit? For this? Yeah, God, man, you guys just take it on as your own. And then when we got to go and stand up to people like this, what happens? Well, where are the courts? What about the courts when it comes to energy companies or water companies that are ripping people off left, right and centre through the country? Where are the courts? What are they doing? Nothing. Nothing but siding with the established norms. And these companies are no longer owned by you. So why the fuck are you getting involved? Shouldn't it be a civil matter? Isn't that a civil matter? It doesn't belong in your court, does it? HM? What, this is something for you to get involved with, is it?
No.
Wow. So it does go to show then that the government still own the water companies then, doesn't it? And the energy companies, if they're going to take it in their courts and not call it a civil matter. Everything else is a civil matter. Oh, someone broke something of yours? That's a civil matter. I can't get involved with that, I'm afraid. This is a civil matter. Oh, someone ripped you off this much money, did they? No, it's a civil matter. Oh, it's a civil matter. Water company, fucking get in there.
Business matter.
Weird. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And you've got no room for defence. They write one part of the law that states after 3 years this and this, and they time it perfectly. Do they come after you when you've got no money? Well, no, because they're all sharing your fucking information behind the scenes. Yeah. They wait until you get some money, then they come after you. Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
It is, isn't it?
So they wait until you get some money, and then they come after you. Because they found a loophole in the very law that they wrote. You notice that? Governments finding loopholes in the very laws that they made. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what did you write those laws for? To protect us all, or so that you know the loopholes? And then tell me whether you should be allowed to write those laws. I don't think you should. You abuse them. Pull the laws away from them. They don't deserve them. They didn't create them. These are a bunch of agreements. They didn't make them. As much as everyone prances around saying these English laws, they're not English laws. Most of it is common fucking sense. And you mean to tell me that the common sense has been written by English people only? Fuck off. The common sense existed. Remember, you can't do anything outside of the constructs. You can't think nothing up. You can only look at what's already here. Sewing needles. What do we still do today? Even if it's with a machine, they were using water machines to make this. Yeah. You know they had machines back then to stitch clothing, even in hunter-gatherer times. You do know this, don't you? That there were machines. Some of them would opt to do it themselves and got fast. But there were machines. They did have them. You know, they had pulleys and levers, and you know that they had springs. They weren't made of metal, because they didn't need them. No, these were made with wood. You know, you can make springs from wood. And they were absolutely brilliant at it. The only reason why you have metal springs is because they know about the wooden ones. The only reason why you have metal needles is because they know about the ones made from bone. Do you notice that you have to have things first, and then they just redress it up like this fucking empire is so great that it created it, when it didn't? The people before the empire. They came in, broke it all, used their stuff against them.
Yeah, they had knives from stones, didn't they? The sharp ones. Flint or whatever stones they had available.
They had fire, they had beautiful ways, good food, businesses in their own communities. They traded with one another. They were fully fed.
Travel the river.
They
to
were eating
trade,
healthy stuff.
Yeah.
There was an abundance of food. These individuals come in and break all of it. And they copy it all. They're just photocopiers. That's all they are, photocopiers. Even the laws that they wrote. No, this was common sense. This was the agreement that people had with each other. A woman made it. Do you know that? Most of this was created by women. And then the men come and say, oh, it's the man's job, that is. Right, it's funny, because for traditions and ions, women have been putting you to shame. Women are great hunters as well, by the way. They actually got more food than men did. Who hunts in pack prides?
Women. Females.
Females. But you see male lions hunt? Well, I wonder why that is. Naturally, it's women. Why? Because they got kids to look after. You notice when the lion has his way with the female and the jaguar or anything else, who's left to bring up the kid? Not only feed herself, but also feed her cubs.
Females do that.
And you want to tell me that men are the breadwinners?
It's with bears as well, isn't it?
And there's another one that's
It's
funny
with
for men
cats.
as well, yeah? I don't know how to use a washing machine. I don't know how to use a tumble dryer or dishwasher. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to use a cooker either. Who made machines? Oh, men did. Men made machines. Men made machines that they don't know how to operate. Fuck me, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that is strange, that, isn't it? Oh. And it goes to prove it, if we did have women across the society as leaders, there wouldn't ever be any more wars. Boudica pushed to the edge, and she stood up. That's power. Not the fucking Romans. Oh man, fucking pathetic. Pathetic little group. That even a woman didn't cower at them. And these hard men that don't abuse women, don't do this, don't control them, don't manipulate them. No, they just fucking behead them instead, don't they? Yeah, they just cut off their heads, don't they? They kill them. Was it merciful, was it? Or merciless? Which way was it? So, let me get this straight. When we go to war, men from that country come to this country, and men from this country go to that country.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Well, what fucking dumbasses then? You might as well just stay. That would be protecting your women, men, and your wives and your children, wouldn't it? God. What, so one goes here, one goes there. So these ones are going to target your wives and you're going to be targeting their wives. Well, fuck it, man, yeah, let's go to war because it's apparently protecting your men, women, and children when it isn't. It's protecting these individuals. Wow, what power! We're so educated, it seems. Oh my god, this is a laughing stock, mate. This is absolute laughable. And then power has a whole platoon stand up to one person. One. The leader of the country. The one that ordered this shit show. And yet all of these people die to protect this fucking person. These people. Well, for what? So they can do it again? Let's calculate this one, shall we?
Yeah, then it's the next one next to that me, who will be the next leader. And then the next one.
Whilst they talk about sharing and caring, while they talk about everyone in this together, while they talk about that all the laws are equal.
For whom?
Yeah, of course
Yeah, for
they are.
them. For them, they are very equal, aren't they?
Oh, fucking hell, stop, because this is funny, mate. Oh, well, it's all equal and everyone has an opportunity. Oh, it sounds good, doesn't it? That must sound really nice. Opportunities wrapped up in denial and bullshit, yeah? That there is no opportunity whilst they smack you with opportunity. Does it feel good yet? Togetherness whilst they smack you with fucking titles and shit like that. Cowards, mate. Hiding behind. And if you made such a great society for everyone, why do you need all these protective mechanisms? Boudica didn't need it. God, people must have been trying to take her out all the fucking time. Oh dear. Oh days. And you don't get this from education systems. You really don't. No, you get this by looking at it for what it is. And I'm delusional, yet said the ones in the cage of delusion.
Yeah.
In order to protect power, we need protection around us because we're doing such a really good job for people, and people love us so much they want to fucking kill us.
Yeah, they
Isn't
love
that
us.
weird? That's
Yeah.
fucking strange. I mean, that's like doctors needing security.
Yeah.
God, doctor, you save people's lives. You need some protection. You're doing such a wonderful stuff. Salvation Army. Where are all your armies? Well, we are the fucking army. Yeah, but where are all your protection mechanisms? Make me laugh, lad. Well, I thought you need it. Don't you do good things like a king in there? Don't you need protecting from the big bad wolf people who think that your fucking ways are so terribly good that they want to kill you for it? Oh. Do you mean to tell me that if there's a government that's doing that well, they have to surround themselves with fear? Yeah, I always thought evil people needed protecting from their evil ways in case they got found out. How do you tell whether you've got a good leader or a shit leader? How do you tell?
Tell me.
Well, do you think people in this community are good people?
Yeah. In community, yeah.
Well, they can't be good people. If they were good people, they would be surrounded by protection.
Oh.
But they're not.
Oh.
Why not? Remember, good people that want to do good for the world need protecting. From all the bad people that don't want them to do good in the world.
I see.
Have you ever noticed that good people needed protecting from... That's fucking weird, that, isn't it? That's a bit fucking weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, risk and all the rest of it. It's funny. This is kind of funny. I'm only touching the surface and group dynamics and... kind of look one way. Sad, but it's true. I don't mean to offend anyone, but if you get offended by it, go with it. Yeah, don't shoot the messenger. Or maybe you will. I don't really give a shit, to be honest. I mean, at the end of the day, it's an existence here, isn't it? So it's not the be-all, it's not the power, it's weak. It's so weak and dialed back, and to us, we feel like it's so powerful and we're so above everybody. Let's go and kill some people. And then we'll make it go away because my ego is hurting. Because I don't know what to do with people that stand up to me. And there's nothing in this manual that ever taught me that. Go and get him, he's hurting my feelings. Freedom of speech is fucking gone, baby. Why? Because you hurt my feelings. I'm only used to telling people what to do and everyone looks at me like I'm fucking beautiful. Apparently everyone wants to kill you, that's why you got all these instruments around you. Oh, fuck me. Oh. If we were all in space separately, do you think people will go around killing each other? Trying to steal off of one another even though you've got everything at your leisure?
No, I don't think so.
If everyone was protected the exact same way. If you've got bad intentions, that AI will read it and it will lock you into your module. Now you're going to be good, and it's going to teach you until you come around, yes, I'm going to be good, I promise. All right, we'll let you out. We believe that. That showed something in you. Do you know what? I need to kill a bunch of people today. But my AI stopped me, you know. It locked me in my space module. But you learned, though? Yeah. That's good. How long was your sentence for? A few days until I came to my senses, you know. Oh, that's good. Anyway, we're going to get some of this stuff over here. What are you planning on making some of this? Do you want to help? Yeah, fuck it, Sinead. I don't know. That's kind of weird, man. That's fucking weird. Do you think society has got this way? All steely and killy and everything else. All because of domination and control. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's got greedy.
Yeah.
Where people are making like fucking large sums of money. And they're going, on your little pissy fucking wages. You can give people a medium wage and still get a large amount of money. I just don't understand. What are you saving it for? Yeah, God, if you believe in one. But still, God. Or perhaps you don't believe in one, but you will believe in one. God, look at all of this money that I made. Yeah, the bigger question is, how many people did you put into poverty? How many people's opportunities did you squander?
Yeah.
But I was doing a good deed, yes, for yourself. But how much other people had to suffer? And then I'll ask another question for you. Did they need to? And then that's needlessly suffer so that you can be up there. Well, I made loads of money. Well, where is it?
It stayed over there.
You've influenced a large amount of minds that are going to see you for what you are. And you're going to be swearing to fucking something. A god within a god within a god within a god. We play Russian dolls with gods. But still, and you're going to be swearing to these people in a democracy that you refuse them from. These people are going to have to what? Tell them, everyone. I gave you some money, didn't I? I gave you some wages. No, you fucking cheat-skating bastard. Because of your wealth, I suffered.
Yeah. No heat. No hot water.
My kids went with that. Oh, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Mine didn't. I know. In this lifetime. Well, what about next one? When are you gonna... As if you do. I wouldn't have you exist. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. That just goes against the order. But why? Because, yeah, fucking right, mate. Heaven is looking for this, isn't it? Well, whatever you want to call it. We'll just say heaven because people understand it. Yeah, it wants people like you. Off you go. Fucking get in there. Go and make it a misery. Yeah, that exact shit you made here. Come on, fucking yeah, we want some of that. Come on, let's go.
Maybe these
go and
people,
flex your power around. You know?
these people in heaven sit on mounds of money. Maybe.
Well, authentic versus artificial. I'm the best one in heaven. I'm the best one in heaven. Everyone's saying it at the same time. Whoa, steady on, fellas, and beings of all different walks and sizes. I mean, we still got a few more cooking in the pot. They could be better than all of you. Fuck off. I know, no, just come on. But when you're also better than everyone, who the fuck is going to work for you? Nobody. And you still believe you're all special? Oh, yes. Okay. All right. So each and individual one of you is all special, even though you are all uniquely gifted in different aspects, but you are all special. All right. Fucking hell. Let's cherry pick from these. We definitely want that one. We want that one. Let's understand what flavor the divine is really after. What vessel tastes bad? What vessel it affects the whole of your magnetus field? That you know, you got this force around you, and it starts fucking buckling out of the way. You walk past them, and the fucking field moves around. I don't know if I want that. Feel that. That power's invisible, isn't it? It's not visible, can't touch it, doesn't need to announce itself, it doesn't need to come here and parade itself around in all of its glorious power, even though it could. But what would that be? No different to what you are. But to come meek, to come weak, to become, oh my god, you could kill it at any time. A human understanding of death, but... Oh shit, that's the one that we killed when we were on Earth! Oh shit! Oh fucking hell, what are we gonna do now? Should we kill him again? I don't think you understand this realm here very good. Wait, let me get it straight. You think that you can kill it again? And again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and what? Just keep popping up like fucking Pop-Tarts. Bonjour. Ah. Hey. Hi. Now, whose worst nightmare is this? Yours or mine? It's kind of reciprocal. Boing. No, I would just collect whatever was good from you and just wipe that essence away. That's how not to do a life form, I think. Unless it changes, molds, but you know, that's got to be an inward choice. No, don't let me influence that. You've got to find it yourself. But this one is now gone. This structure, or something different, something better, something that is ooh, rather than You should be happy as a vessel to be anything you want to be in the life itself, and be happy being anything. But if you've clung to a group because you don't want to be in that one, then that isn't a life. That isn't alignment. That is you cowarding out from the hard road and taking the easy road just for yourself and the ones around you. And that is no different to what is going on in the grand scheme of things. Yet while people suffer and you're cool with that, that's cool. That really says a lot about you. That's all right. And then we label no opportunity. Do you know what we label that in society, or what we've been taught to? Laziness.
Yeah, that's what
You
they
notice
say.
that with employers? God, it's just these people are so fucking lazy. If I can make this person do 3 persons worth of work, I don't have to hire 3 people, and I only need to pay them, well, barely enough for 1. No DSS, no pets, and no kids. I mean, look how fucking authoritarian that is. Now it's like, you're not allowed this, you can't have that, you can't have this, you can't have that. Who the fuck gave you a right?
Yeah.
So we only created all of these things for you bastards then, did we? Just for you.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
And then what work is that? Come here and sit down on a throne. Okay, now do a picture. Here, take these scissors. Would you cut this for me? There you are. What the fuck is that? That is called prestige, right? That's called, something. Hang on a minute. This is laziness and that's not?
And then people go and see people like that, like just to look at them.
That's mass fucking murder, a mass conspiracy to commit mass murder. I mean, fucking hell, man. Go to war. Wait, how wait, what? Okie dokie. Fair enough. And I'm schizophrenic. I am a narcissist. How the fuck do you shut that shit down? If you can lay your own people's lives down for one, to go and fucking get some shit for you, I can see how people who are in different nations are just like, fuck them. That will come second nature, right? I mean, you would think you would care more about these individuals, but what if it was your family? Right, you fuckers in your family. You're going to war. All right, Dad. Oh, this is bullshit, man. They wouldn't even fill a dishwasher, but still, you know, that's when it changes, isn't it? That's when it fucking changes. So in this, you get a wage, yeah? This is how thought out it is, yeah? Well done, councils. Well done, social housing that isn't social. Well done, government. Well done, kings. Well done. Bravo, all of you. Well done. You pay enough wages to people in the nation to only barely pay one person, even though these are family members. So does that mean, with that logic, then, that you would pay women more money, not less? I mean, even nature gives more rewards to females, doesn't it? More food so that she can feed herself and her cubs. So does that mean that women should be getting more wages? Just curious on that one. God, every man in the fucking planet. It's all right, there are many of you. If we went to a vote for this, you would be outnumbered because there's more women. And it'd be a women's only vote. But even if it was a woman's only vote and a man's vote, women would still win the vote by a landslide because of how many there are. Shall we have this vote before or after a war when you've laid down your lives? I think it means more powerful then. We should poise for impact. Remember, women, if there is a war, and after the bloody horrible mess, I think that you should then go for a vote and ask that you want more money. Get higher wages, and then you can start bitching around men, but you won't do that. I know you won't. You would probably do it a lot better. It would be nice if we had balance, but I don't know if we're going to get it. Do you think we're going to get it? Because we can teach women how to be bloodmongers, can't we? But do you think women will be like, no, we're bettering society for everybody. We're going to have the nurturing ability. And men are like, oh, I don't know nothing about nurturing. Hermaphrodite says you do. I've got nipples. Yep, they used to be tits. Do you know you were born female before you came out male? Like, the body was sort of, yeah, which one? Fucking this one first? Yeah, let's keep this one. All right, let's stick something. Let's give it an outie. Isn't that amazing? Hermie. So, in that logic, just think about it for a second. Women came first. Men are a byproduct, a mutation, a deformity. You fucking like that in a man's world. Fucking hell, and I'm saying it as well. And it feel good. Well, anyway, still hermaphrodite, so which one came first? Technically both, but yeah. I mean, that is fucking amazing. And if women learned, then this is not impossible, to evolve to become self-sexing organisms. Nearly said orgasms, but I'm glad I said organisms. I still let you know that I nearly said that. A bit like snails. Can they sex themselves? I think they can. Or hermaphrodite plants. They can also sex themselves. Self-sex-seeding. Interesting, that is. Fucking interesting. If women learn to do that, how much more would this world change? And it's changed once. Remember, we've gone from Hermie to male and female, but males seem to be causing a lot of problems on the planet, and they want to run around talking about power, and they ain't got none. Diminished. Do you know that the powers that be could alter this whole fucking biome in many different ways? Whilst we sit here on a planet, and we're gonna die, and we live, and we're gonna die, and we sit here talking about how powerful we are. Look at us. Look at us. Look at us sitting on a fucking planet. Look how powerful we are. Life's what we make it, but we don't make it. Life is about money and about us dominating women. Have some fun with that. So, yeah. Do you think that if men disappeared and self-replicating females, do you think the world would be different?
Yeah.
Do you actually believe that? From a female perspective, do you believe that? Build them up around the sort of modelling of I don't know. So, do you think evolution could kickstart that?
I don't know.
Well, it's done it once before, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But evolution doesn't go backwards. Come on, calm down. Do you ever wonder why they needed that belief system? Say they panicked because they see it change once, and someone was like, "All right. Come on, guys, calm down, calm down. Look, we know these secrets. We know we come from hermaphrodites. That's why we call them she-males and females. And
it doesn't matter what people believe in.
yeah,
What happens?
They were probably getting really scared at one point. Like,
matters.
fuck. What happens if it goes backwards? And then Darwin's like, it's all right. It don't go backwards. Trust me, I'm a man. I kiss God. No, I'm just kidding. But still, right? You know. And then Jesus come down, yeah? And I'm just going to leave it on this one, just this one thought, right? Jesus comes down. He's like saying this and saying that, and then everyone's like, you know what? Fucking execute him. Did it work? And everyone's like, yes, because he fucked off. He didn't disrupt us here. Disrupt you here. That is true. I bet he held the fucking nails as well. Go on then. I'm always going to put it in your hand. No, Roman, that's silly. Wrist.
Hand, pull away. Wrist, more stable. I won't be able to get out. Have you got a bit of metal? Yeah, I have. You don't got fire? Yeah, let's heat it up. What the fuck are you doing? Can we cut this off of here? Let's bend it a few times. There we go, it's broken. Now, we put a hole in here quickly. You know, this makes a washer. And if we put the nail in there, it actually causes more surface. This will hold me definitely to this, and I won't be able to get off of it. You ready? I'll hold it for you. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You're not supposed to hit your finger. Come on, dickhead. Get it in there. Ain't got all day, look. All right, now what? Well, he's gone. He's dead. Yeah. What do you think about resurrection? Huh, he's going to come back to Earth and walk by again in the valley of the shadow of death and everything else. He's going to come back in his pure, beautiful format. Come down with angels singing. And he's going to teach humans all of the things that they needed to know. See, pieces of the puzzle have now been lost. However, do you think other life forms are out there? No, of course they're not. There are no other life forms. It's just Earth. We're a fluke. We're a mistake. What a load of bullshit. And then, let's do a numbers game really quickly. Do you think these other life forms killed him in the same way? Or do you think they got around him? And they were like, and he was like, no, don't worship me. I don't like it. Please don't do that. Lift up. Come on, we're all equal in this. I like you guys. Look, if we add a little bit of this, a little bit of that, squeeze in a bit of this, mix this up, this is the outcome. And those other life forms were like, you know what, this is what we're about. You are speaking a lot of sense. And then other life forms began to come because they trusted it. They trust it. They come here so often just to see if you've changed, but you ain't. And they put all of their knowledge, all of their scraps, all of their betterment into other life forms that are worthy of receiving it. We often understand something that when Einstein is about, how much, with the time that he lives, how much could you learn? Considering it's only a very small amount of time. But now we apply that to Jesus. You know, the people that are mythical. They're very rare. They don't come down very often. Oh, why would you? This place is a fucking shithole. Well, again, beautiful place, but this particular area, the way it is, just terrible. It doesn't need to come down and announce itself with thunderbolts in the sky and destroy you. It can just teach you all of the things that you could reach for, but it knows you'll never get there. Just sort of preparing it, because then it works better when you transform over, and then it doesn't need to say, I fucking told you so. You'll know it. Ah, it's beautiful. And all these other life forms that are about are evolving beyond what you can understand, beyond what you can even think or imagine. And these ones are the ones that give and take. They put in and they take back. They don't try and manipulate. They don't try and control it. They allow it to flow through their societies because they know the very thing that you know, but they apply an opposite to it. They know that it will build them up. They know that it will create them to go very far. And that if they follow this guiding light that's within all of them, that bit by bit begins to unlock them. It unlocks them bit by bit, so that they know that they are equally as worthy as that force. Because they want to become a part of it. They don't want to be in this. They want to become a part of it. And they know that there are a few things, give and take, along the way. And compromise. This and this, and they happily meet their way. A little bit of compromise, a little bit of give and a little bit of take. And they understand the process. And they are going very, very far. So far, in fact, that they're on their way. I'm going to leave this one for another video because there is another video and it is beautiful. It's all of the things that you can't learn as life forms now. You can, but you got to look back. And it's about learning strategy, but there's predictable modeling. Life forms are predicted. And with the more you understand from them, the intel you gain is massive. Because it puts you on this understanding of where they're going, what they think, how they are, how they operate. You can't hide it because it's in the universe. We'll go on to another one with that. But you can't think out of your box. You're trapped in it. Everyone is. Because that's what it is, isn't it? How many of these people have they killed in time, or hidden, or annihilated, or stole from, or twisted, or manipulated? How many people have they done this to? Now ask yourself this. Superiority will often always ignore this. How many other life forms are not like that? Not on your planet. I'm on about out there. And you will say, but we would be able to see them. No, you wouldn't. Anyway, we'll get onto that later on. But for now, I'm going to leave this one here. Let's leave it here. Mwah!